Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another edition of Shelter on Base. Anthony, Carmen, Cole, Therese. Probably the last edition of Shelter on Base, considering what's going on down in Miami. But we're not going to talk about that. Just like the MLB is doing, we're going to sweep it under the rug, and we're going to talk about the San Francisco Giants. Just kidding. We'll talk about it later. Giants taking a split, getting a split down in L.A. The Dodgers, on paper, the best, probably one of the best teams in baseball. The Giants, on paper, probably not the best team in baseball, which I think is fair to say. I think that's objective, and they got a split. Let's just get into it. Best of the series, I'm going to go with the person who shows the guns. Usually that's Therese. Usually Therese is showing off the guns, but there it is. There it is. But today it's Cole. Cole, what's your best from the series?
Oh, man, I wish I had Therese's guns. My best is just the general idea of baseball being back. Even if it's just for a brief minute of this year, we have baseball. Giants play the Dodgers. Yankees are playing. And then the next day, you flip through the channels and baseball is on all day long. It felt like old times a little bit, which was what I needed more than anything. So we'll see how long it lasts, but just baseball on the mind is my highlight. Obviously, there's more exciting Giants-specific things to talk about. What do you guys got?
So I'm going to take that before anybody else does. I'm going to go with the best as Captain Obvious is the Giants getting the split. It was looking bleak, guys. Yeah, it went like this.
For the magic
oh,
trick.
shit, how'd you do that?
It was looking like that, but it did not happen, thank goodness, especially since they dropped the first two games. It was nice to see Saturday getting the win and then yesterday pulling out the win as well. There was some Giants torture in there, but 2 wins in LA against the team that's supposed to win it all this year. F yeah. Heck yeah.
Can you teach that to Tyler Heineman too?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really impressive. I would say I love rookies and Berger? Is that how you say it? Berger. I saw them phonetically spell it at some point. I think that's how you say it. But he was basically perfect. He retired all their big boys, Seager, Muncy, Bellinger. What can you ask for more than that, right? So I really enjoyed seeing some Berger action. And maybe he'll become part of the bullpen, like in a big way. We'll see. He has until basically Wednesday to do it. So let's see if he can do it.
Time is running out. Hurry up, Berger.
Yeah.
I would want to piggyback on Therese. I'm always worst case scenario. So I thought they were going to lose on Sunday and lose the series 3-1. But they were in the game. They won Sunday. They won Saturday. And even though they ended up losing Thursday, they were still in that game for about 7 innings. So I was thinking, worst case scenario, it's a rebuilding year. And I hate saying this as a sports fan, but moral victories. We're going to have to count the moral victories this year. So they split the series, but they were in 3 of the 4. And to me, that's a moral victory.
I'm sorry, but when did they start winning on national TV? They never do that.
Yeah.
What a surprise for all of us.
I love it. I'll take it. I'm a homer, and I'm loyal to the Shelter on Base brand. So my best of the weekend was the Shelter on Base guys. Jalen Davis did our show. He hit a home run. Tyler Heineman, the magician, the great Heine. What did we call him? I forgot.
Heindini.
The great Heindini. 4 for 9, scored 2 runs, and he even stole a base. And a magician would steal something, I think. So my best, shout out to Shelter on Base guys. Gabe Kapler was on the show.
Yes.
He a little finagling with the managing, had to, put some things together, but got a split. So shout out to Shelter on Base guys. And to the rest of the Giants, come on the show. Good things can happen.
Great answer. Great answer.
Can we talk about some stuff that didn't go well? I love to talk about negative stuff.
Yeah, I'll start with my negative.
All right.
So I was driving for a lot of this weekend, and John and Dave were ripping the ESPN broadcast. They were having such a hard time, and that continued throughout the rest of the weekend, them struggling to keep up with the radio with all the difficulties that announcing from the TV was giving them. So ESPN's attempt at covering us, just brutal. Big thumbs down from interviews with guys who are on different teams mid-game to not even showing the outcome of plays. It was like
they didn't even show the first pitch.
They missed the first pitch.
They missed the first pitch. Oh my
Ridiculous.
God.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, like I don't care too much for the Giants announcers in the first place, so it's not
Garbage.
It's the whole broadcast put together. It was brutal.
Yeah, that's tough.
What about Anthony?
The defense was a little sketchy. I'm going to go with the defense as my worst. But I have two worst parts. The first is the defense. They committed 7 errors in 4 games. They had all in the first 3 games. They had none on Sunday night. They had 4 on Friday, which is a lot. You got Brandon Belt's obviously injured, but Brandon Crawford's a Gold Glover. Just a lot of errors. You don't expect to see that many errors. And then also my number one worst was before the series even started, Mookie Betts signing a 12-year, $365 million extension. And there's nothing better than when your rival team signs one of the best players in baseball. $365 million, that's $1 million for every day of the year. I compared it to like when your sibling starts dating someone really shitty and you're just like, great, now I have to see you at Thanksgiving, and I have to see you at Christmas, and I got to see you at funerals, and I got to see you at weddings, and I got to see you at birthdays. Mookie Betts is in our lives for the next 13 years, and I just cannot wait. I'm so excited that I get to deal with Mookie Betts 19 times.
Oops. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
That is the personification of Mookie Betts, because he's going to be climbing over our keyboard.
I'm sorry, you did a drive-by, but riddle me this. If they spent all that money on Mookie Betts, can they really resign Bellinger, Seager, all these guys? I don't think they can. So, you strengthen one part and you're going to lose some other stuff in the meantime. But I am big snaps to a black pit player finally getting paid. I love it. I love to see it happen. I want more of it. I want these brown and black folk to get their money.
My Mookie Betts take is you're going to give him that much, the guy who's batting 150 this year with 0 home runs? Like, what's his deal? They could have gotten Jalen Davis or Heineman for cheaper.
It was a steal.
And piggybacking off of the defense a little bit, there was a moment, Carmen, you tweeted out one of the best captions, pictures for it was
be more specific.
Made this awesome catch. He dove into the outfield wall, but then he went down and out for the count. And then poor Slater was not in the lineup the next day because of a hip contusion from that. So it was like, I don't know. Especially when the Dodgers started making their comeback, Carmen, you posted the picture of him just lying on the ground and it said mood. And I was like, yep, that is Giants torture at its finest.
Although, what a web gem.
It was like all the things in Giants, being a Giants fan in general. Oh my God, amazing. Oh my God, are you okay?
Is he dead?
But my worst would have to be the Fox broadcast from Saturday with the fake fans in the stands. It felt like a Sims game, even though I don't play that, but it was weird. Did you guys even see that they even had fans being bandwagon fans and changing jerseys midway?
Yeah.
I saw the wave.
They saw the wave.
I saw the wave, and it wasn't cute. They also had a balloon come down on the field, which was a little weird. They found a way to get a ball on the field, like their beach balls, to kind of distract people. I'm not really into that, but my worst was walked a lot of people on that. I think it was the Saturday night game. Was it the Friday night game? I can't remember, where there were 8 walks. And I think that's indicative of what's going to happen if Kapler continues to switch pitchers in and out a lot, because you're relying on a lot of people to have good nights when you do that. Yep. And in that case, nobody was having a particularly good night. So if you want to win games, believe it or not, you can't walk 8 people. That's mine.
Pretty good rule. It's a pretty good rule for success.
So I guess who are we picking for player of the series the weekend?
I'll go with Cap just because it's his first series and he really had to patch some things together. And I don't know what the combined score of the first 2 games was. It was like 17-2 or so. It was looking not very good. And he was able to patch it together for the last 2 games and somehow get a split, which feels like a win.
Yeah, I'll go with that. All right.
Yeah.
Raptors player / play of the series.
Also, he
I'm
was
into
on
that.
Shelter on Base, so he was
Yeah.
also on the show. So.
Yeah. Do you think he still remembers us?
Oh, with fondly.
He's supposed to do a spicy ramen challenge with me.
Don't let Cole think that his man crush has forgotten about him. Okay.
No,
Don't
no.
put that thought in his head.
You said you didn't want him to be masked because you wanted to see his beautiful face.
I mean, it was like appalling. I was like, that chiseled jawline, although he almost looked better than anyone else in that mask. It was like his jaw was bursting out of it. Handsomeness.
You're John Ralphio and Chris Traeger. There you go. He's Chris Traeger. You're John Ralphio.
Open-minded as hell.
Oh my God.
I understand that reference because I watched the show now.
Oh, Anthony, I forgot you're on board.
I'm so happy I get all the Parks and Rec references now.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
long
Are
overdue.
you done?
No, I'm midway through season 6, but I started in
God,
season
keep
4,
on
so
going.
it's weird. Yeah, it's great. I love
Well, I thought we could play one of our classic games, Fair or Foul. It's been a long time since we've fair or fouled anything. So let me give you guys a couple of topics, starting with, I think, the most pressing topic, which is COVID-19. Raging its ugly head within the Marlins team. We have 14 players and coaches that have tested positive. I think we could safely call that an outbreak. The home opener has been canceled. And I guess the question here is, the Marlins, the season should be canceled because of this outbreak. Fair or foul?
I'm going to go fair. I've said for a long time that as soon as one team gets it, it's a wrap, and it took 4 days, and I just do not understand how MLB can justify this and how it affects the team. I forget who they play the Phillies, right? And the Phillies are going to go play the Yankees, and then it affects the Orioles, who are going to come and play the Marlins. We're going to miss games, and we're already trying to cram 60 games into 66 days, and I love baseball. I want baseball. We all love baseball. We're all fans. We work in sports. We want this. It's our livelihood. But it just doesn't seem like it can happen. So I'm bummed, but I am a huge scaredy cat. I'm very cautious with COVID. I think we need to err on the side of caution. And I think the safe thing to do is to protect the players, because we chalk up 2020, but we want to have a 2021. We want to have a 2022. We want to have all these guys safe and healthy for years to come. So if we have to throw out this bastardized season anyway, so be it. That's how I feel.
How about you other two ding-dongs?
I totally agree. Like, it hurts to say, but think about the clubhouse staff who is around all these guys. Just all the people who this ripples out to, who didn't ask to be this, didn't really have an option to opt out because they don't make the money some of these veteran players make. And then leave it up to the state of Florida to be the ones that just are, we don't respond. We can swear on this, right? The state just fucked it up for everyone. Like, God damn.
Well, they're trying to blame it on
put a bubble
Atlanta.
together in this state? Fuck that.
They're trying to blame it on Atlanta now. So
No.
I don't. Also, I wish
Georgia not very good also in the masking and social distancing, though.
True.
No,
True.
that's true. And I saw that they were like, well, maybe they'll play, but they'll bus over there. The point is not how you get there. The point is y'all have COVID. Like, what do you think that is going to solve? And to your point, Cole, what about the families?
That's right.
And then that extends the potential to have the outbreak go beyond baseball. Like, they're not in a bubble like they are in the NBA. They're seeing people all the time. Like, you can't tell a bunch of grown-ass men to not go pick up tacos. You can't. They're going to go do what they want.
You can't even tell those guys to stay in the bubble without them heading out to strip clubs. It's nuts.
It was to pick up food, which is the excuse I would also use. Oh, no, I just went to pick up chicken.
Not a stripper picking
The
up
Gold
food.
Club.
That's what we're
I
calling
totally
it.
went to the strip club to pick up food.
I guess that's what I'm disappointed with the most, is just how MLB is handling this. It's like, oh, no, like everything is fine. We just won't let them play in Miami. maybe we'll have them play in Baltimore instead. No. They shouldn't be playing at all. There are multiple people infected here. The NBA basically canceled their season because one player tested positive. Then there were multiple, but like Rudy Gobert tested positive, and they were like, we're done. And MLB's like, 14? That's not a lot in perspective of baseball. Let's just keep going. Dear, it's just,
well,
it's infuriating that they're doing this.
Did you see that they're soliciting any good baseball players who might want to step back in the ring just in case things get real dicey? And then a former Giant who I do not like at all said he'll do it, but no mask and no kneeling. Can we guess what idiot said that?
Does it rhyme with schmobry schmuff?
Yes.
This remind we had a rule, and me and my sister would play ball in the house, and as soon as the ball hit something or broke something or someone got hurt or someone started crying, it was a wrap. And that's what I feel like MLB is. So the lamp broke, someone threw the ball, the lamp broke, all right, shut it down, mom took the ball, and I feel like that's what MLB has to do.
That is a great way of putting it.
A legit outbreak. There's a legit outbreak. 14 players. 14. That's over a dozen. That's a lot of people.
That's more than the Baker's doesn't even.
Wrap it up, man.
That's 14.
You know what? We tried it. It didn't work.
It was cute for a minute, and we're done.
And then the lamp broke. Wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, how are they going to come back in 2021 and convince the fans that, oh, you know what? We're sorry. We messed up so bad last year, but it'll be better this year.
No
chance.
MLB has to stay face right now.
We all agree then. We don't like it, and we would like to live and not die.
Yes.
And we would like the Giants to end the season tied with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs.
End
the season in the playoffs.
All right. I got a little bit of a dicey one coming up. Sam Coonrod. There was a Black Unity rope that was being held prior to the anthem where players would kneel and hold the rope. It was spearheaded by former Giant Andrew McCutchen to kind of pay respects to what was going on. And Sam Coonrod decided not to kneel. Apparently he was told, or he was not told about it. So there's the potential that maybe he just didn't know what was going on until he gave an interview after the game, which said some stuff about kneeling only for God. It said some stuff that may or may not be true about the Black Lives Matter movement. So I guess the fair or foul question here would be fair or foul. Sam Coonrod has a right to do whatever he wants and say whatever he wants.
Take a big swig of wine before I answer.
Yeah.
It's a hard question, right? It's not as easy, I think, as fair or foul, but you know, I won't make you draw the hard line.
And I mean, that's what our whole country is based on freedom of speech. That's why we're allowed to protest, you know, even though we have police officers coming in and spraying tear gas at protesters for protesting and stuff like that.
Peacefully.
So I guess he does have the right to do it, but I think Monty Poole and Ian Williams put it in the best way possible. Like using Christianity as your reason for this was a really bad reason for doing it. I think Ian said it best. He's like, since when do Christians turn their backs on people who are in need and people that need it most? Isn't that the whole idea of what Jesus preached and it was just a really lame not excuse, but reasoning for it. The way he tried to judge it and justify it, and then going into Marxism and all this other stuff, I was like, oh Lord, where are you getting your news information?
I think we know where he's getting his information.
Yeah. You know what?
So, I think he has a right to stand, but at the same time, his reasoning was skewed and was not I don't want to say it's not right, but it's I can't even think of the word.
Parroting misinformation.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Marxist trying to destroy the nuclear family who cashes George Soros's protest checks, like him and I are just opposite.
Oh. Well, I love doing these with you because I know you're going to say something worse than me.
That's true. Cole always, it's either me or Cole just being inappropriate. So you always seem a little bit less crazy when you work with us.
Oh man. Oh.
Anybody have anything else to add? I mean, I think we all feel the same on this one to some extent.
I didn't want to cut Cole off to make that joke. I'm sorry, Cole. Did you have more?
No, all I do is jokes. I don't really have anything to say.
I will say this. Therese, I'm gonna be on the Therese side, which is Luxembourg, right? We called Therese Luxembourg before. Sam Coonrod is free to feel however he wants. I will say, as someone who went to Catholic school from kindergarten to my senior year of college, there is this parable. There is a story, the Last Supper. It's more than just a painting. It was an actual meal. Jesus and his 12 apostles. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Catholic dogma. That night, Jesus got on his hands and knees and he washed the feet of his apostles. And the moral of that story is one of humility and servitude. So if Jesus, Herald Christ, can get on his hands and knees for his apostles, for the people who followed him, then maybe a relief pitcher can kneel for Black Lives Matter, which is probably what Jesus would have wanted. That's all I'm going to say about that.
What fun topics do you have for us?
Yeah, wow, you're really giving us the whole. If you guys didn't know, Anthony is pretty deep in a bottle of wine right now. So if he's making extra sense,
2, 3.
He's rounding down. So I think also related to that topic is, people have been really blown up people for statements that they've been giving. The players have been saying, hey, I'm kneeling because of X, Y, and Z, giving reasons just about unity or whatever it is. And people are saying, I don't want to watch baseball. You used to be my favorite player. Or in Panda's case, somebody threatened to give away all his Panda merch to a garage sale, which Panda was like, yeah, go for it, my dude. So I think
you bought it already, Eve.
Yeah. The best statement ever. So, I mean, what do y'all think here in terms of people boycotting the MLB for kneeling? I mean, can I just say, first of all, if you're going to go, just go. You don't need to announce your departure. You're not at an airport. Just leave. Nobody needs to know. Why do you have to say it? Just go. Nobody cares. Anyways, go ahead, guys.
I don't check out of hotels. I just leave. I don't tell them I'm leaving. I just walk out the front door. So I'm with you.
Yeah, dude. That's actually protocol now. So why can't people do that on social media?
I think more than anything, it shows how effective the misinformation about what kneeling stands for has been throughout huge swaths of this country. And that's just sad. Just knowing what the kneeling stands for and how people either intentionally ignore what it stands for to justify turning it into a political thing, or just never bothered to find out. I find that infuriating. But you know what? Go for it. If you want to boycott the league, go for it, Cardinals fans.
I'll say peace. Don't let the door hit you with the good Lord split you, as they say. Also, I came with some stats. I came prepared. Opening day. Most watched regular season baseball game since 2011 in 9 years. The Giants-Dodgers game was the most watched regular season game in the San Francisco Bay Area since 2013. So go ahead, have fun, bye. You can leave because everyone's watching anyway. No one misses you. And the numbers prove it.
Therese, any closing thoughts on this?
Yeah, the only thing I would add is I would add a few more numbers. I was reading the New York Times this morning, and then it led me into some Yahoo numbers as well that said, compared to back when Kaepernick was kneeling, less than 30% of people approved of what he was doing, and now that approval rate is over 50%. I think it's close to 60 or 70% of people are now I understand it. I understand why you're doing this. And it's not so much a boo-hoo on you, but I think a lot of this has to do with where you're getting where you side with this is where you get your news information, which is our world in a nutshell. So
I don't know. I guess
if you're watching this show, you're probably not one of those people.
Yeah. If you like us, you probably, feel similarly. I mean, long story short, if you respect a flag more than you do the lives of innocent Black people being murdered by police, then I don't think we'll get along, to be honest with you. So that's my closing statement on that. And then I guess we'll finish fair or foul with a less intense topic,
Okay.
but still important to the game of baseball. Gabe Kapler's been just wild. Like, he's just out there doing whatever, announcing pitchers and then not pitching them, taking them out. Johnny Cueto's just taken out, whatever. We don't even know if Jeff Samardzija is alive. We just haven't seen him. We don't know her. So I think he's just out there doing whatever, right? And I think, Dave Roberts kind of was like, okay, whatever, he's doing it. I'm not crazy about it, but that's fine. What is everybody's opinion here? Do you think that the strategy of kind of not showing your hand and who you're going to pitch or start is a good strategy? Fair or foul?
I'm going to go foul, just because I feel like from a player's perspective, if I didn't have the opportunity to prepare for when I'm starting or when I'm playing, or even knowing that security of any time, like, yes, you should be ready to go at any moment, blah, 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 blah. But I don't know, it gives me the confidence in knowing to myself, like, I'm starting on this day, or I'm expected to play this many innings for this time. Like, that would give me more ability to prepare, to really focus, to get just my mindset. But yet I'm like basically sitting on the edge. Am I playing today? Am I not? What's going on? When's the next time I'm going to play? I don't know. Does he even know? So that's my thought.
I would hope he's telling the players. I'm going to imagine that he's telling the players. It kind
But
of.
how soon is he telling the players? Like
2 hours before the game. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
I never emotionally graduated past the 3rd grade, so everything, I'm going to compare something to the 3rd grade. You ever play Uno with someone and they put all their cards together so you can't see how many, like, instead of they're fanned out, they're like this, so you
reverse, draw 4,
never know how many cards they
Uno.
have. That's kind of like Gabe. It's like, oh, do I have 7 cards? Do I have 4 cards? Do I have 2? Ooh, I don't know. So it's gamesmanship, it's strategy. I'm going to give Gabe a pass. So I'm going to say fair. The Giants, again, on paper, aren't going to be as good as other teams. So if it gives them an edge, why not?
Ooh, I get to be Luxembourg this time.
Okay.
You never are Luxembourg.
I know.
I agree with Therese that I don't really think it's effective, but I also agree with Anthony that I don't have a problem with it. Like, if you want to do it, go ahead. I don't care. I think it's kind of a funny little jab at we're being the annoying, pesky team that's kind of doing this silly thing for no reason other than to pick off the other team. Yeah. Cool. I don't have a problem with being those guys, but I really doubt it does anything other than annoy the Dodgers manager.
I surprisingly agree with Cole. This is a new, don't flex. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Maybe cut off sleeves for the rest of the year. Wednesday.
Right.
Wednesday over the last cutoff sleeve day.
I'm just going to say that I really feel like old school players will not like this. Can you imagine Ryan Vogelsong in this era? He would literally explode. He wouldn't know when to have his enchiladas.
I was going to say, he would have enchiladas every night.
Just ready eating enchiladas. So, I mean, I think it's coming that people are going to start doing this more and more, right? But I think it's going to come kicking and screaming for a lot of players who don't like this. A lot of guys who are going to enter free agency next year will want their innings pitched, will want to demonstrate their value as a starting pitcher. And you can't do that if you never start. So that's just the thought too that I think some people may be concerned with, some of the players. But, for me personally, I'm like, you do you. Like, I don't really care. At least it keeps it interesting.
I think we knew coming in that Farhan was going to be different and he was going to be progressive. And I think that's one of the reasons why he chose Gabe to be the manager, is because he knew that Gabe would embrace a different way of thinking. So it's weird, and it's probably only going to get weirder, I would imagine.
I think one thing that we've learned about Gabe Kapler is he's not afraid. He's not afraid to be different. He's not afraid to go against the norm. He's demonstrated that with being the first manager ever to kneel.
I want snaps for that. Leave some space for some applause.
First manager, first coach of any major league team. Like, this is, I mean, it's not just that, but he's just wired differently. So if this is the way that baseball is going, I think Farhan, like you said, Anthony, just knew that Gabe is strong enough, not just physically, Cole. You can show off the guns again. But he seems mentally and emotionally ready to take this on and be like, fuck you guys. If you guys don't, you're either on or you're out. Shit or get off the pot. Whoa, I got to swear for the first time. That felt good.
Isn't it?
I think we need to do these later at night. I think that's what really it is. I think all after dinner time.
I want to
Cole
throw
has one quick topic.
One quick topic. I didn't think of it when we were talking about our worsts because it wasn't technically Giants related.
Okay.
So I was watching some baseball this weekend with an A's fan friend of mine, and we had to watch the A's game. And we saw the first ever extra innings runner on second situation. Yeah. What did you guys think of this? Because it was one of those things I obviously hated, but thought maybe it would make a little more sense in action. It made way less sense in action. It was worse than I could have ever imagined. They ended up getting a walk-off grand slam, which was pretty cool. But did you guys see it? What did you guys think about this actually happening?
I did not see it. I don't make a habit of watching A's games. That was shade, by the way. I don't want anybody confuse it as not. It was straight shade. I don't watch A's games. But, I think...
that A's fans hate us already, and you're just...
They already hate us. Like, what am I losing? They come after me anyways. I might as well just
We have one of the voices of the A's with us, and yet they hate us.
Yeah, like, what am I going to do? I don't hate the A's. I don't hate the A's. I just hate how they have little brother syndrome. So anyways, I think it's, I kind of just look at the season. It's like, do whatever you want. If you want to put an umpire behind the plate made of Play-Doh, you do that. I could care less. Like, just, if you're going to do all the silly shit this time, just do it.
Yeah, these are trial runs for the real deal, though.
For the real deal, it may bother me, but right now I'm in a fantasy world. Things are not real.
Okay, we're in the Matrix. I missed it. My wife is a huge A's fan. She was telling me about it. She said she liked it. So I'll agree with my wife.
Typical A's fan.
Walk off grand slam, right?
If they lost, maybe she wouldn't like it as much, but
made it more exciting. But
I still want a robo up.
And
I want to dress them up different every time.
They should have done robo-umps. They should have done it this year.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like actually would be helpful in social distancing. The one thing that they could have done to help the pandemic, they chose not to do. What is wrong with them? The MLB needs like some retooling.
And on that note,
picturing like C-3PO behind home plate. That would be perfect. Get Disney to buy him. Be awesome.
Yeah. I'm into it.
So the home opener is Tuesday. I do want to shout out Kruk. Kruk had a granddaughter?
That's right, granddaughter, baby sailor.
Granddaughter. Chase and Alex welcome the baby girl. I used to work with Alex, Small World, at a bar in Honolulu, Hawaii. So Alex and I actually go back a little bit. So,
and I've known Chase Kruk a little bit throughout the years as well.
So shout out to them. Another new Giants fan. Hopefully the next time we talk to you, the season will be going, but who knows?
TBD.
TBD. Our show is called Shelter on Base, so
it works.
I think we'll be okay.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for joining. Like, subscribe. That's what people say on YouTube. So I'm.
No, you actually. Good point, Anthony. If you guys made it this far, please hit the subscribe button because then you'll know every single time we upload, which is very inconsistent. So otherwise, you'll never actually know unless you hit subscribe. So please do so. Like, I don't know, Cole, can you animate something?
Yeah, go ahead and smash that like button and smash that subscribe button.
No, smash that dislike, smash subscribe.
Comment. We'll see you the next time. Hopefully there will be baseball. And as always, put Barry in the Hall of Fame.
Love to hear it.